everyone. So, earlier today I uploaded a video that was talking about letting the thoughts go of other people and other people's opinion. And naturally, I figured everyone would have the question of how do you let those thoughts go? How do you let those thoughts, how do you stop worrying about how other people are, what they're going to think? And I'm going to tell you what works for me. Everyone has a different approach, but my approach is something that works for me. And I do struggle with anxiety at times. And so for me, this is how I've made the most sense of it. So, one is know that those thoughts, those worries are there for a reason. So, why do we worry about what other people think? Why do we do this? Part of it is that we do it because we think it will keep us safe. We think that worrying about these things will keep us safe. We want to be part of the tribe, part of the herd. So, a lot of people put it this way is that, back then, if we weren't part of the community, if we weren't part of the herd and we were outcast, then we wouldn't survive. So, in order to stay in the community, we do care about the harmony of the community. And that's not the current situation now. We aren't so dependent on each other and being part of the community, but of course we still have those feelings and worries about fitting in and being just like everyone else, you could say. So know that that part of you that is worrying about what other people think, that part of you is there for a reason, and it's just trying to keep you safe. So I think that's the most important thing, is when you do have those thoughts, don't shut it down or don't hate on it or don't turn away from it. Acknowledge that it's there. Acknowledge that, yes, I have this feeling, and I have this feeling of anxiety, of worrying, of insecurity. It's there for a reason, and it's there to keep me safe. So what I like to do is say, like, thank you for trying to keep me safe. Thank you for worrying for me, but I got it from here. And the most important thing I would say is to not feed those thoughts. So, what is feeding the thought? For example, I'm gonna give you an example. That's something that happened a couple weeks ago to me. I was in my tango class, and the dance instructor, there's only a lead there. There's only one male dance instructor, and so he'll demonstrate with some of the students. And how they ask you to dance is they just hold out their hand to you. And of course, if you're like sitting next to each other, it can be a little confusing who they're asking to dance. So when he held his hand, I thought that he was asking me to dance, but he wasn't. And yes, that could be a kind of embarrassing moment when you think someone asked you to dance, but they didn't. But I kind of just, laughed it off. Like, to me, I thought it was a little funny. But an example of feeding those thoughts would be like, oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. Like, I can't believe I thought that. You know, letting yourself continue down this thought pattern of, you had this one thought, this happened to me. And then it becomes the second thought, and the thought after that, and then the third thought. So when you have that first thought, recognize it. Recognize, okay, this is the feeling of maybe insecurity, of anxiety, of worry, whatever it is. Okay, I have this thought, this feeling. There's a part of me is trying to keep me safe. I acknowledge it. I acknowledge that it's there, but I know that it is safe for me. For me, that's the most important word. It's safe for me to do this. It's safe for me to let go of those thoughts. It's safe for me to not worry about what that person thought. Or it's safe for me to speak up or ask about something. And that's, for me, the key is to not feed those thoughts. Don't let one thought become 2 thoughts, 3 thoughts, 4 thoughts, 5 thoughts. And I'm going to, for me, it's always helpful to know why. So I'm going to tell you why, you know, you can spiral a bit. So your brain actually works very fast. It's not, when one thing happens, it likes to anticipate what's happening next, and that's to keep you safe. And sometimes it can draw conclusions that may not necessarily be correct. Like a good example of your brain automatically connecting the dots is, if I say birthday, what do you think? You may have thought cake, you may have thought party, but like, you can't control what that next thought is that pops in your brain. And so just know that your brain can draw conclusions that may or may not be true. And just to take some time when it's drawing those conclusions to think it through of, is this true or is this not true? Okay, well, I hope that helped. It always helps me to know a bit why does that happen? And to end things, I want to read this poem I wrote. It's a bit about letting things go. And this poem is called Her Love Goes. I let her love go to survive. I let the water in my drowning lungs to float. I let myself be buried 6 feet under to rise. I let myself fade away, and I was reborn. The most precious person is now a stranger to me. The most precious love is never mine. It never was for me. But still I died to live. I let go of that precious wish, so close to my heart, so close to my dreams, entrenched so deeply in my future. I plucked that butterfly out of the sky and put it in a gas chamber. I dug it out like drawing out poison. I cut off that piece of me, gently sawing, cutting, slicing, an amputation with perfect precision, so all of it was gone, and I lived again. Alright, I hope you guys, you wonderful people, have a wonderful day or wonderful night. It's nighttime now, and I'll see y'all very soon. Bye.